Dang, you know what? Yeah, she can step on me. Look, you all got to spell, but Scythe is definitely my babe.
I never said that I wanted her to step on me.
No, I'm agreeing with Taisa on this one as well. Like, I can simp both.
It would take the honor of the entire judiciary, from the ground up.
Look, Ranosuke has exposed government secrets. He ain't gonna stop. What makes you think he's gonna stop? He's just gonna keep going.
And
I've almost exposed British secrets, British government secrets, and I'll do it again!
Yeah! It's Van Zeeks, by the way. It's not me.
Oh,
I'm just.
Now
I'm
who
just,
can't read?
I'm just staring people down. Don't mind me.
No, the camera cut, and I legit thought that was supposed to be. God, why would you do that? Okay. Do you realize just what a...
What's up, everybody? KBTV on their son, and welcome back to the third case of the Great Ace Attorney 2. It's been 3 weeks, but Lewis was suffering really hard. Please understand. I am trying to remember...
Guess who had COVID?
Yeah, yeah. I hope you all understand. It is not a good time.
It's my mask.
Drebber was about to confess, and then Scythe just spoke up and said, I'm going to confess to everything. That is where we left off, and now we are all very confused as to what's going on. Even Drebber is very confused.
We are all confused. Literally all of us. Even the man who did it is confused.
What are you doing?
It's exactly as the Japanese man said. I was coerced into going along with this man's plot to murder the victim, on the condition that he kept my dirty secret from 10 years ago.
No.
Good lord! Rubble.
Dr. Scythe, do you realize what you're saying, woman?
It's all true. That day, when I arrived at the Crystal Tower and saw the birdcage, my heart nearly stopped beating. That memory from a decade ago that I'd done my best to bury deep inside myself. It was the professor again, staring me in the face. And then, before I had a chance to react, I noticed something else.
There's a little thing in his pocket.
There was a note tucked inside the model's jacket.
Yay!
Hello there. Drebber, you can probably read this.
Dr. Scythe, you will go along with my plan. From someone who knows the truth about what really happened that night, 10 years ago.
All the instructions were there in the note. Every detail was meticulously written out. I had no choice but to do what it said. I made the necessary alterations to the scene and fabricated the autopsy report as instructed. There was really no other choice. It had to be done to protect the judiciary. I don't know, I think you just opened a can of worms here. I can only apologize now.
Okay, thank you for your apology, but like...
That's a great confession, but now you've opened another issue.
That's not, like... Thanks for the apology. Still going to jail.
Why on earth would you buckle now?
Well, there's no point trying to hide it anymore, is there? I would have done anything to stop it coming out, even collaborate in a murder. But the great lie about that execution 10 years ago has been exposed. Whatever happens, I'm finished. So then, Mr. Drebber, what do you say to that? Your accomplice has admitted everything.
Surely it goes without saying.
You admit your part in it too, then?
I admit nothing! At all! I will keep extending this to the day I die!
Huh?
It goes without saying because he's not saying it.
Have you forgotten that the kinesis machine was ripped to shreds by an explosion? Short of me admitting to a crime, there's really no possible way for you to prove I did anything wrong.
No!
Order! Who brought that dog into the courtroom? Order! Silent that dog right this instant.
Whatever this man says, I admit everything. He threatened to expose my secret, so I went along with his plan. And Lord Van Zeeks,
Yes.
I hope you'll accept my apologies. What happens next is in your hands, of course. Dang, is that a challenge?
I have heard more than enough now. I hereby present the final findings of this court. This trial is not the proper forum in which to pursue the alleged wrongdoings of Mr. Drebber. The defendant is Professor Albert Harebrain.
Very true. It had slipped my mind.
Well, I'm glad you admitted to it.
Isn't he one of your closest friends?
As the court has heard, Dr. Scythe has admitted to the allegations brought by the defense, thereby absolving the defendant of any possible guilt.
You mean we won?
At the present time, it is the conclusion of this court that the defendant was not involved in any wrongdoing. Does the prosecution have any objection?
None, my lord.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo. You've proven Professor Hairbrain's innocence.
So why do we still feel like we got played?
Because we didn't deliver the true justice. We delivered justice, but not the true justice.
We're not quite there.
Without further excuse me, sorry. Please continue.
Sorry. I was just going to say, we got the Phoenix right answer, but we didn't deliver the Apollo justice.
No, I hate you. I'm not acknowledging that.
Your Honor, I am perfectly acceptable of eating this man.
What is
Can
this
I-
tomfoolery of that statement of that? Oh my goodness. Order! Without further ado then, the adjudication. Unless the prosecution or defense have any other matters to discuss.
Yes, but technically no, maybe? I don't know. This doesn't feel quite right. Why did Dr. Scythe suddenly admit to it like that?
Is everything alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Like you said before, the way the trial is set to end now, the judge will certainly deliver a verdict of not guilty. But is that really what we want? What the defense
Yes.
should be pushing for now is... I want more testimony.
Yeah.
I want something. I want more testimony.
Like, I'll be real. Like, I get what they're going for here, but we got the verdict of not guilty. Is that all we should be going for? And it's like, yes, that was your job.
That is his job. But also, I got this inkling that needs to. Is just sitting there. Ugh. Okay. The defense objects to the trial ending at this time, my lord. You know what? Maybe it's doing it in a reflection of what happened to case 3 of the first game.
Oh, you know what?
Because
That's a good point.
we didn't fully pursue the truth in the 3rd case of the first game. So this is in a way Ryunosuke correcting himself. Because this is technically the 3rd case of the 2nd game. So like, yeah, I gotta see that.
I beg your pardon?
We demand one final testimony.
What? You do realize I'm about to advocate in favor of your client, I presume.
What are you playing at now, my Nipponese friend? Why would you want to obstruct the conclusion of the trial at this point? No defense lawyer in his right mind would do that.
Joke's on you, my mind is never right.
Well, of course not. You're not Phoenix Wright.
See, now you're doing it.
Technically, Taisa did it.
You just went along with it.
It's not a huddle. What exactly are you thinking?
The truth. The whole truth. And a way to bring it all out into the open.
Right.
Yes. In hindsight.
Ah yes, one word of warning before I go. If, in the course of the trial this afternoon, you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth, don't let it out of your sight. Pursue it like a dog with a bone. To the bitter end, you understand. Do not falter, whatever may come to pass.
Oh, Mr. Hodo, I understand now. That dog in the audience was Mr. Shurums the entire time.
He just takes off the outfit. Yes, it was me!
You thought it was a golden retriever, but it was I, Sherlock Sholmes!
I'm sure Mr. Sholmes knew. He must have deduced that this would happen. Yes, I'm here in court to advocate for my client and to secure an acquittal.
Obviously.
But that's not all. I believe that I have a duty to the court to pursue the whole truth of the case until every last detail is laid bare. And that is why the defense calls further testimony from Dr. Scythe. Testimony from me. About what? About the nature of your collaboration with Mr. Enoch Drebber. In case it escaped your attention, I've already admitted to everything I did. The whole truth has already been revealed. So stop wasting everyone's time. As his lordship made very plain, your client will get the acquittal you wanted for him. There's simply no point protracting this business further, with another tedious cross-examination.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? Oh! And there goes the bottle!
Oh boy, free wide.
Are you sure about that? Pray.
What is this video?
Pray forgive my careless handling of that hallowed bottle. I slipped.
He slipped, he says.
I have glass ones on my face.
I slipped.
That's what you call it?
What is your objection, Lord Van Zeeks?
The prosecution also calls for supplementary testimony from the witness.
Yay, let's work together! Don't be stupid.
Oh, I'm many things, ma'am, but stupid is not one of them. If there is more to this case that has yet come to light, then I will join my learned friend in pursuing the facts until the bitter end.
You'll what?
I'm sorry, did I stutter?
Lord Van Zeeks.
This is most irregular, to say the least. However, as the prosecution also calls for it, I will uphold the request.
See, now we've hit the point from the first Ace Attorney game where like Edgeworth is like, yeah, no, I want to know how this plays out. Whereas just like Phoenix and Edgeworth tag teaming to figure out the truth. Now we've hit that point.
He's kind of earned it, I guess. I guess to Baroque is yeah, you earn it, I guess.
Like which case was it? Was in the first game? Which case was it? The third?
Well, it can't be the fourth for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Of what?
I think it was the third.
The Ace Attorney trilogy?
The first game.
Yeah, I think it was during the D. Vasquez case with Steel Samurai. It has to be the third case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one where it's just like, no, you know what? He's onto something. We're tag teaming you now for the truth.
It's only. Sorry.
It's always the what?
Oh, I was gonna say it only took 2 cases for Edgeworth to get into our side. It took Baroque 8.
To be fair, he's got some deep issues going on over there.
That's the racism, baby.
Okay, excuse me. Sorry, I was miscounting. It took Baroque 6.
That's still the racism, baby.
Dr. Seif, you will testify for the court. Explain the full extent of your involvement in the murder apparently committed by Mr. Drebber.
Very well. Witness testimony. The Waxwork plot. We're still not done. It all began at the scene when I saw the waxwork and the note tucked inside its jacket. The actual body of the victim, as indicated in the note's instructions, was beneath the experimentation stage. The body had to be arranged in certain ways to implicate the defendant, which was my job. I enlisted the help of the entire forensic investigation team to dress the scene appropriately.
Excuse me?
So that means we could have just gotten one of your subordinates.
The truth about the execution 10 years ago is a state secret at the highest level. I had to protect it. Alright then. So I was right. The stage and the machine were all specially designed for the deception. So it seems, and all meticulously prepared. You did well to see through it. You're a very shrewd boy.
I did not like the face she made when she said that. It's like, ma'am?
So kind of you to say.
We're in a professional environment, ma'am.
And what about this autopsy report then?
All I did was record the location of the body as being in the Crystal Tower instead of under the stage.
That's all? That's a terrible corruption.
Yeah, but that's all.
Only my team were aware of the deceit, and then only under my explicit instructions. Nobody else at Scotland Yard knew anything about it, I assure you.
You must be thankful for small mercies, I suppose. Well, I believe that testimony has clarified everything. There's no particular need for a cross-examination, I would say.
No, I disagree. I can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. Just look at that expression on Dr. Seif's face. I don't know. She don't have the face of someone getting caught red-handed, that's for sure. It's the defense's right to cross-examine any witnesses following testimony. What is it about you Japanese that makes you all so doggedly persistent?
Well, you know what? The constant racism doesn't help.
Very well, if you so desire, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
I mean, I could get into actual history as to why they are, and it all stems from your country, Dr. Seif.
The waxwork plot, here we go.
Dr. Seif, are you aware of the world's perception of Britain at this time?
No! They're on top of the world, why would they care?
Of course. Yes. Okay.
kind of want to.
I want to press that.
Yeah, what are you arranging? Arranging? When you say arranged, I presume you mean with this.
The letter A.
Okay. Sorry, I just noticed the whole thingy. Yes, the instructions in the engineer's notes said something along the lines of fabricate some evidence to make it clear that Hairbrain alone could have killed Asnan. Okay. So, you mean that was your doing? I fetched Hairbrain's ridiculous screwdriver from the stage and took it with me, alone, to the abyss under the stage where the birdcage had fallen.
Alone, Doctor.
I didn't feel it would be appropriate to involve anybody else in that particular part of the deception. Ah, I see.
You know, the part where you stab a dead body.
There was a void under the stage where I found the birdcage lying in the dirt. I approached it, leaned down, and slowly opened it up. Then, I took the screwdriver in both hands and plunged it into the man's chest. And then you noted that in your fake autopsy report as a fictitious cause of death. Exactly.
So, the actual cause of death was...
The trauma resulting from the 30-foot drop.
Is that the actual cause of death, or is that what you're telling yourself?
My word.
What is it, Mr. Sato?
Something about Dr. Sai's last statement is playing on my mind, that's all. Also the fact that she used the tool that's the letter A for assassinate and arrange.
Yeah, mine too. Dr. Scythe! There's really no need to shout. I can hear you perfectly well. The defense calls for you to add what you just said to your formal testimony. Oh? Which part? What I want her to supplement her testimony with is...
Oh,
I feel like this is a trick question. There is a correct answer, by the way, so... But the way this is presented, I'm like,
So top would be an edit to the autopsy report to show that the drop is what killed them.
But the problem is that the autopsy report was done by her team, and if we already know that the autopsy report was falsified, do we even trust the evidence anymore?
So let's assume, let's
what she did to the victim would be the stab in the chest.
So this is what the autopsy report gives us. So if this is false...
Wait a second.
So we're gonna have to...
Broken vertebrae, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. Hang on a second. If you broke your neck, you're dead.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're saying. That's what we're, like... This is what she is claiming. He was already dead when he stabbed her because it was just to frame Hairbrain. He's already dead when she stabbed him.
Yeah, and the issue with the autopsy report is that the cause of death is saying the wound happened. The additional observation, the vertebrae could be anywhere on the spine. We don't know if it's actually the neck.
That's true. Okay, here's my question. If this thing gets changed, do we have any evidence that would...
We do.
That...
The answer is yes, we do. But like, so we're approaching this where the autopsy report was falsified.
Yeah, like the way the game works. Add this to your formal testimony basically means, all right, that means that we can pull out some kind of evidence to contradict what you just officially said on record. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, all right, if that change is made, what will we be able to prove, to show, to basically...
Not the 10-year-old, so none of these are gonna matter, because these are unrelated to what happened down there.
Wait, go back to the picture.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, show me. The glass.
What about the glass?
Isn't the glass what tells us that this birdcage was in the Crystal Tower? Because it has the broken glass from the Crystal Tower in it?
But then she also admit that she moved them. That's
yeah,
how
she swapped them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, she admitted that she actually swapped them?
She swapped them. Her whole team swapped them. Like, she found them underneath the thing, framed Hairbrain, and then swapped them.
Okay, yeah, I sorry, I missed the swapping part.
You
okay.
are on track with picking the photo.
And she said she stabbed him straight in the chest. Okay, well... I don't know, something about this does not...
If you stab someone who's laying flat, where would the blood be flowing?
Oh, that's a good point.
If he was laying flat, would the blood flow look like that?
No.
No.
So there's this photo is indicating, if you look at the blood, he may not have been laying flat when she stabbed him. So that is our piece of evidence right there.
So then by that, we'd want to have her add the stabbing to the testimony, because then we can catch her on that.
Yeah.
What she did to the victim.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
That was
exactly-
actually like
I
a
think I
really
understand.
thought-provoking puzzle.
Like we need her to add what she did so that we can then we can then show that she lied.
So final, what do you not understand where we were trying to go with this?
Nah, I just lost track of my train of thought. Basically, you know that thing of Packer saying my mind is an enigma and just a carton of milk spills over. Yeah, that's been my brain.
Do you at least understand where we're trying to go? At least, so we're all on the same page.
Here, I'll summarize all the same. She said that he was lying on the floor and then she stabbed him in the chest. If that was the case, the blood would just pool around the wound or just flow all over the place. It would not be flowing straight down his body. That implies that he was upright.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a streak, basically.
That implies that he got stabbed and the blood went down, therefore he was standing.
How you stabbed Mr. Asmund in the chest. That part. Fine, if that's what you want. But there's really no need to point.
Everyone
No, that's
points
my
in
job.
this corner.
We all point.
Wait.
The prosecution concurs.
But you're also pointing.
And would also like to point out that we do not care if there's a problem with pointing.
Very well. You will supplement your testimony now, witness.
If you wish, my lord. I stood over the victim's corpse where it laid in the topple cage and plunged a screwdriver into the chest. So
And now we present the photo.
we present the photo
Right?
here. Yes. And then the game's gonna tell me no, and I'll be like, all my planning did nothing.
Also, I was just thinking, wait, if the cage fell and it was technically upright when he got in it, and the damage is to the base, how do you even know it toppled over onto its side like it did?
Yeah. got a nasty feeling that this inconsistency points to an extremely uncomfortable truth.
What on earth is the matter, Counsel? Have you lost your tongue?
I apologize, my lord. Dr. Scythe, in that last statement of yours, there's just one point that seems to defy explanation.
Out with it, my learned friend.
There's an obvious inconsistency between your description and this photograph, which shows the victim in the birdcage following the events that led to his death.
Objection!
The court's already examined that photograph in depth. There's nothing new we can learn from it.
They didn't examine it hard enough, sir.
Are you sure about that?
Hey,
Are we just John Cena memeing today? Like, what's...
Yes.
Yes, we have already considered it. That's true. But we now know the facts to be different.
What do you mean?
I believe we should let the defense explain. Where in this photograph would we see the alleged inconsistency with the witness's statement?
I don't know, the blood. Blah.
Take that!
Look closely at the blood stain on the victim's chest. It clearly extends in a downwards direction, towards the man's feet.
And why is that significant, Counsel? If the victim was stabbed moments before the kinesis machine was set in motion, that's entirely expected. But,
Judge? Yeah, wait.
Of course, no, that's not what happened.
It took him a moment, give him a minute, he's old, okay? He got there eventually.
I at least appreciate if this was the usual attorney judge, he would just be going off that original file.
Yeah,
I like the moment where it's like, well, of course, if he got stabbed at the... Oh!
I connected the dots.
You did it!
I'm
Congratulations!
so
proud of you,
myself.
Judge.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
Done great, my lord.
Your descendants are going to lose their
Brain cells?
intelligence over the years.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but they're all from America, not from the UK. Are you sure they're my descendants?
Yeah, but one of you immigrated from the UK over to the Americas, so I don't know, man.
No, that's Ryunosuke. You cannot assume the judges all went to the Americas. There's a Canadian judge.
Maybe that's his descendants.
Dr. Scythe made it very clear in her testimony just now that the point at which she stole Professor Hairbrain's screwdriver and stabbed the victim was after the grand deception was set in motion, when the birdcage had fallen below the stage out of sight. From the shape of it, it's clear that the birdcage would have fallen on its side after the 34 drop. And if the victim had really been stabbed while it's inside the birdcage in that position, the blood from the wound would have spread out equally in all directions. For it to have formed the form the longitudinal appearance we see in the picture is inconceivable.
What a word, Ryunosuke, what a word.
Use the English degree.
Yep. I'm gonna turn England upside down with my English degree. Given that the victim's blood seeped vertically downwards from the wound, it must be the case that when you stabbed Mr. Asman, he was standing up. In short, Dr. Scythe, your latest testimony was a total fabrication. We got him. We had too much John Cena meaning, so we're out of time, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to continue this in the next video. We are dragging.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am very sure about that, sir. Shut up.